Hello geeks, my name is Vamp and you guys are watching Code with Vamp. Today I'll be explaining you the concept and the importance of the magic number for the file types. We will also use the hex editor to see the practical use of the magic number. And then last we will see how to corrupt and correct the file by manipulating the magic number. Now let us start with the basics of the magic number. So what is magic number? In simple words, magic number are the first few bytes of a file which uniquely identify the type of the file. You can also call it file signature. Now when I say first few bytes of the file, it does not mean that every file can be identified uniquely only by the first few bytes, because there are some file types available which follow different patterns. So instead of saying that magic number are the first few bytes of the file, you can also change it like the pattern followed by the byte of the file in order to identify the type of the file uniquely are called the magic number. But remember this point that the majority follow the pattern of the first few bytes. So most of the time you are going to see the same pattern. Okay, now this pattern could be anything. For example, some type of the file are available which have the magic number as the name or the initial of the developer of that particular file format. So for example, if someone has developed some file format, so for the magic number they will put their initials or the name or anything. Sometimes what happens that they can also put their date of birth or the name of the corporation as the magic number. So definitely we are gonna see some examples and then you will be clear about it. Now you must be wondering that we already have the file extension that you can see like .png, .jpeg or .exe in order to identify the file uniquely. So why there is a need of the magic number? So to understand that, you must understand the difference between the file extension and the file format. So let me make it clear for you, and I have made a diagram. Okay, so it's here. Now just imagine this scenario that I have some file with the extension, suppose vamp.png is our file with the extension .png, so it's an image file, and somehow I have changed the extension from .png to .mp4. So what do you think, what will happen? Is it going to play like a video? I mean, the image is going to play like a video? Definitely not. So that is why you can change the extension. I mean, the png will be changed to mp4, but the file format will remain same. So that is what I was saying, that you can change the extension, but it does not mean that the file format will change. So there is a difference between the file extension and the file format. Okay, now this particular vulnerability that you can change the extension of a file and the format will remain the same, this is kind of a vulnerability which has been exploited by many hackers in order to successfully deploying trojans and other malicious code to compromise your system. I mean, what they will do, suppose they will send you a file with the name like vamp.png, but actually that file would be vamp.exe, and they have changed the extension from .exe to .png, but the actual file or the actual format will remain same, and it could be possible that it is having some malicious code that will get executed on your computer and your system will be compromised. And I was also digging Google regarding this, and I found this relative piece of information which says that file name extension is just a marker and content of file does not have to match it. Okay, this particular article is from the blogs of the Bill Napier, who explained that while doing the forensics they can identify the file formats even if the extension got removed or changed. So that is why magic number is so much important, even more important than the file extension. So long story short, you cannot rely on extensions completely, that it is going to indicate the actual content of the format of the file. So that is why we will be needing the magic number instead of file type extension. Okay, if you still have doubt, you can always go to YouTube, and you will probably get thousands of results in the YouTube where they will be explaining how to put malicious code in the exe file and then convert it into .png and all these things. So that is really very dangerous, and it's a threat when this particular vulnerability is exploited. So that's the reason magic number is more important than file type. So we already have the file type extension, but we cannot actually rely on that. So that's the reason that we should know about the magic number. I mean, the normal people should not know, but if you are the tech guy, you should know about the magic number. So now what we will do, we will just take some samples of the file type and we will see that how we can check the magic number of it. Okay, so let me minimize this, and here I have folder. So we have this image file and then this zip file. Okay, so you cannot see the extension here. Okay, so what I was saying that because the Windows by default does not show the extension of your particular file, so what you can do, you can just type window R and then you have to write control folders. Okay, so I hope you can see that it's written control folders, and then you have to click on OK. Then you have to go in view, and if you just scroll a little bit, you will see here hide extension for known file types. So it's already ticked. I will untick it and then I will apply and then I will press on OK. So now again I will go into my folder, and then you can see that it's .jpeg, .zip, .png, then this is .txt, .pdf or .exe, then .mp4. Okay, so we have all the general file types here, I mean the daily use file types, because there are a number of file types already available, but definitely we are not gonna dig each one of them, because if I will be giving example for each one of them it will take too long. But we will definitely check these particular file types today. Okay, so in order to check the magic number of these file types, do you remember what I have told you in the starting, in the definition of the magic number? Magic number are the first few bytes of the file, so we have to look into the byte. Okay, now in order to look into the bytes of these files, we have already some tools that can do this thing for us. For this session I'll be using PE Studio. So it's a portable executable studio. I will give the link in the description box to download it. You can download it and it's very easy to use. And I'll be also using hex editor. So here it is, hex editor, that will actually convert your file into a hex form. So with this particular hex editor you can edit that particular file on the hex level, that is the hexadecimal level. Okay, so let us start with the PE Studio first, and then I will show you how it looks into the hex editor. This both will be pretty same in the working, but with the PE Studio you get additional functionalities, like you get the malicious indicator and all these things. But with the hex editor, these malicious indication and all the facilities are not available, but hex editor is really important in terms of editing or making changes or some deeper inspection of any of the file. Okay, so that particular thing you cannot do with the PE Studio, so we are definitely gonna look into that. So let us start with the PE Studio first, and let me start it. So in order to start it, you will get a .exe file here. Just double press on it, and here is our PE Studio. I will go back. Okay, so where is our studio? Here. Now here we have our JPEG file. Can you see that? It's a JPEG file. So what I will do, I will just click on it and then I will drag it here. So this is our PE Studio and we have dragged that file here, and now we can see all the information related to it. So we are more curious about this first bytes, okay, because we already know that the magic number are the first few bytes of the file. Okay, so here we have the first few bytes as FFD8, FFE0 and so on. So what I will do, I will just minimize it and I will open a web page. This is a web page which will tell us what is the magic number for a particular file. So suppose if we have an MP3 file, then what should be the magic number? So what we were looking at the PE Studio, that was JPEG file. So I will look for the JPEG one, and is it available here? Here we have our JPEG. Can you see the magic number for this JPEG file? It's FFD8. So what I will do, I will go back to our PE Studio and I will show you what's written here? FFD8. So this is our magic number, first few bytes. And for every file type, not for every file type, I will show you some of the file types which do not have the magic number because they don't require it. But for most of the file types you will get a unique identification. I mean, through this you can recognize that it's an JPEG file or it's an image file. Okay, so for every file type there is different magic number, and this is the list. In fact, this is not the complete list. In the Wikipedia we can see the complete list, and I will definitely show you later, but let us focus on this right now because we have to look into the basic file types. Okay, so this is okay. I will close it and we will again go back to our PE Studio, start it again, and this time we'll be going with .zip here. Okay, so okay, what I am doing here, let's come here. So here we have our .zip file. So what I will do, I will just click on it and then I will press here and then I will drag it here. Now can you see the first few bytes? It's 50. We can say that 504B03, and this is the ASCII character for this particular hex. So if you are from the computer background, definitely you should know about the hex and the ASCII character. So this is our hex and this is our ASCII character. So in the ASCII character, can you see PK and so on and so on, and in the first few bytes it's 54B or something. So we will just go back to our list and we will check that it is right or not. So we have to look for the .zip file, and here we have our zip file. Can you see the first few bytes? It's okay, let me make it bigger. So here is our zip file, and the first few bytes are 504B0304, and then can you see the in bracket we can see PK. So this one is for ASCII, and coming to our PE Studio we can see that 54B0304, same one, and then PK as an ASCII character. So that proves that it's a zip file. So if I do any kind of modification, then definitely we can capture it using this particular magic number. Now let us try with some another one. I will again start the PE Studio. Now let us try with vamp.pdf. So it's the PDF file. I will click here and then I will drag it here. Can you see the first bytes are 25, 50, 44, 46, and in the ASCII character we can see PDF or something. Now I will go back here and then I will search for PDF. Here is the PDF document, and can you see the first few bytes? It's exactly the same one, 25, 50, 44, 46, and then percentage PDF, that is the ASCII character. Now do we have another sample? So should I check for another one? Okay, let us try for next one too. I will start PE Studio again. We'll go back, and this time we can check with .exe. This is an executable file for the Wireshark. I will just click on it, I will drag it here. Okay, so lots of information. Some information are irrelevant to you because as I told you that it will also give you a assessment over the malicious indication and all these things. So neglecting the irrelevant information, here we have to see the first few bytes. So it's 4D, 5A, and so on and so on. For the ASCII character we can see here MZ, and then we will go back into our list. We will see for executable. Here we have executable, that is .exe file. Can you see what are the first few bytes? Okay, so here it's 4D, 5A, and in bracket you can see MZ. MZ is our ASCII character, and 4D and 5A is our first few bytes in the hex format. So I think we have completed each one of them. Okay, let us try with the MP4 also. I will start our P Studio again, and then here we have our MP4 file. Okay, so the first few bytes are 000 or something, but the ASCII character is something like FTY, PMP and 42. So what I will do, I will just go back to the list and see, do we have something like MP4? Yeah, here .mp4. So it's 000 or something, then 18, 66, 74. It's similar. And for the ASCII character, you can see something FTY PMP 42. So it's exactly same. So this could be a better cross check than file extension. So this could be a better option for you to check for the integrity of the file, isn't it? Where is my charger? Yes, here. So we are back again. So now what I'm going to do, I will just close this for now, and then okay, so many P Studio, close each one of them. Now earlier I have told you that even if you change the extension of the file format is not going to change. So we are going to do the practical for it. So here we have like vamp.png. So firstly we will check, is it PNG or not, because we cannot rely on the extension. So this, go there, and here you can see the first few bytes are 89504E, and in the ASCII character we have PNG and so on and so on. We will go back into our list. So what we have to look for, the PNG files. Here we have PNG file, and it's similar to that one, that is 89504E47. Here 89504E47. okay, so that's the same one. So we can be sure here that it's a PNG file. Now what I will do, I will just change the extension of this particular file. From PNG I will make it like .mp4. So I will go into rename, I will make it like mp4 and hit enter, and it is saying that if you change the file name extension, the file might become unusable. Are you sure you want to change it? Yes. And now it's changed into .mp4. I will refresh it. So now it's coming as a mp4. So what do you think if I again check from the P Studio, what it will show? Is it going to show me .png or is it going to show me .mp4? So let us go and check it, and this is going to clear all your doubts here. So here we have .mp4 file that we have changed. Earlier it was .png, now it's mp4. We will click here and then we will drag it here. Can you see guys, it's 89504E47, and in the ASCII character it's showing PNG. So even if we have changed the extension from .png to .mp4, it's still showing .png. Are you getting my point? So the file type, that is .png, .jpeg, is independent from the actual content of the file. So that is why you cannot actually rely on the file type of the any file. Okay, so that is why from the security perspective, before opening or installing any of the file, people check its magic number instead of just relying on the file type extension. And now, as I have told you, that we have another application in order to check the hex format of any particular file. And so now we will try with the hex editor. Here we have our hex editor. I have already installed it, and I will give the link for this one in the description box also. So you can download this hex editor if you want to do a deeper inspection on particular file. So I'm not gonna go deeper, but I will definitely show you how it works. So it works same as we have done in the PE Studio, but there are some more features you can just see. Okay, what I will do, I will just click on here on any of the particular file, any of the file format, and then I will drag it here. And can you see? So instead of showing you only the first few bytes, you can see the complete file in the hex format. And here you can see, since we have touched the JPEG file, so it's showing us the first few bytes also. That is FFD8 FFE0 is the same one for this JPEG FFD8. Okay, so you can actually use the hex editor in order to check the magic number, but we can do a lot of things with the hex editor also. I mean, even if you just want to change any of the hex digit here, you can actually do that. That's why it's called hex editor. So if you want to delete 4 and you can want to save 5 here, you can definitely do that. I mean, that is why people do use the hex editor. I mean, there are a number of purposes for using the hex editor. Definitely in the reverse engineering section, people use it most of the time, but we are not gonna go that much deeper. I just wanted you to know that you can also check the magic number using this hex editor also. Now I have already told you that some of files are also there which do not have the magic number. For example, can you see the text document here? I mean, it's .txt, but it does not have any file number. So what I will do, I will open the PE Studio and then I will show you. Why is happening? So here we have .txt, and can you see we are not getting any information like first byte hex or first byte text. And why it is happening? Do we really need any kind of magic number for .txt file? I mean, magic number is definitely used by the developers in order to identify a particular file type uniquely, so that the software that is required to open that particular file format can recognize that file. Okay, how to make you understand this particular thing? Suppose, just imagine that there is .pdf file and it has got a unique magic number. So why they're using the unique magic number? So that the tools like Adobe or whatever the tools that we can use to open the PDF file, they can easily understand that it's a PDF file just by checking the first few bytes of the file. So that is why they are using the magic number, and it has to be unique because it should be differentiated from the other file types. So that is why they are using the file. So that is why they are using the magic number concept. But for the TXT, do we really need any kind of tool? I mean, it should be opened everywhere. .txt file you can just open by double clicking on it. You actually don't need a separate application for that. So that is why we don't have the concept of magic number for .txt file. I think even for the HTML file also we don't have the concept of that particular magic number. So let us see. So here we have HTML file and no first few bytes here. Even for the XML also we don't have this concept of magic number. Now I hope that you have got a clear idea how to use the hex editor and the PE Studio in order to check the magic number of any of the file type. So moving to the next section. So what we are going to do in this section, we will be opening any of the file type in our hex editor, and then we are going to manipulate some of the bytes of the magic number, and then we will try to see what is the effect. Okay, so let us put this particular file back to what it was earlier, and so it was the PNG file. So I wanna see my I wanna see my face again, and .png, enter, yes, and yeah, back to the same state. So we have our vamp.png file here, and I will open my hex editor, and then I will drag this particular file here, Now we can see the complete detail of this particular file. So definitely I'm not gonna make any changes here, since we know that it's a PNG file. And here, so for .png here, so PNG will always start from 8954E47. okay, so this will be the magic number for PNG file, and we already know that. So what we will do, we will do some manipulation here. Okay, so we already know that this particular file is having 8954E47 as the first few bytes, which actually tell us that it's a PNG file. Can you see percentage PNG? Now what I will do, I will just make change here, like instead of 50 I will overwrite it by 51. So now it's like 89 51 40 47, and see the ASCII character, it's like ONG. okay, so it's like 89 51 40 47, and if I try to save it, so just save it here, and overwriting has been done. I will close this, and here is our vamp.png, and if I try to open it, can you see what it's written here? Vamp.png. It appears that we don't support this file format. So just by making one manipulation, I have made your particular file as unsupported, or you can say that the file is corrupted. I mean, not permanent corrupted, because we are definitely going to put it back like the same one, but it appears to you that it is corrupted. So this particular technique is used by the hackers or the attackers sometimes, and they can actually make you fool by saying that your files have been corrupted, and if you want your files back, then you have to pay this much of amount or something. Okay, so what you have to do in order to correct this particular vamp.png, you just have to open your hex editor again, just drag this particular file again, and then since you know that this is a PNG file, and you can have a doubt in your mind, since you are a tech guy, you should know that it's a PNG file, and if it's not opening and it's saying me that it's unsupported, definitely someone have played with the magic number of this particular file. So what you do, you just go and open this particular file in the hex editor, and you will check the first few bytes. So since it's a PNG file, what should be the first few bytes? It should be 8954E47, but what you see here, it's 8951. so definitely it's not the actual one. So we will, what we will do, we will again try to correct it. So what we have to write here, 8950. so just change it, and now it's again percentage PNG, and the magic number is correct. Now we will save it, and we have got our file back. So here our vamp.png, and if I try to open it, it's opening. Okay, so most of the important things regarding this magic number I have already told you. Few things are left, so I will try to cover it quickly. I won't take so much time, so hang on with me for a few minutes more. And if you remember from the starting, I have already told you that the magic number is kind of a pattern, and that pattern could be anything, like the name or the initials of the developer of that particular file format, or the date of the birth. So we are gonna see that. Okay, so if I just type Control F and pk, so pk, as we have already seen from this one, pk we were actually using for zip file. So pk is used for zip, r, apk, docx, and so many things. We can use this pk as ASCII character, and these will be the first few bytes. Okay, my main aim is to show you that why we are using this particular magic number, why they are using pk as an ASCII character, how is it related to zip. So if you just click here, like zip file format, okay, can you see this format was originally created in 1989 and was first implemented in pkware. So the corporation where this particular zip file has been invented, the name of that corporation is pkware. Now why it's pkware, let us look into that also. So pkware actually was founded by Phil Cage. So So the initials P and K, that is why they are using the magic number as PK in .zip. So these can be the reasons for using that particular unique magic number. So sometimes they will use the initials of the name of the developer, sometimes they will use the birth date, sometimes they will use the name of the industry. With that, our session for this magic number is complete. I hope that you have got a clear understanding about the magic number, how to use the tools in order to find a magic number, how to manipulate any magic number and corrupt a file, and how to correct it also. So all this information will not remain for long into your mind. So please try to do a practical on this by downloading the tools, and I have already given the links in the description box, so you can go and check it out. You can download the tools and you can try it. So anyhow, if this video has been useful to you for your learning or even for your basic knowledge as a tech guy, do hit like and subscribe to my channel. We will definitely meet in the next video. Stay curious, stay protected.